Good morning or good afternoon. I hope you guys had a great week. Today we're going to discuss rape culture and why society feels like it's okay to blame the victim. What is rape culture? Rape culture is society normalizing rape, normalizing blaming the victim in the media. Recently, I've seen rape culture in the music and entertainment business. With #MeToo movement, there are more women that are coming forward, in my opinion, due to feeling more confident that other victims have come forward, and due to them now knowing certain behaviors acted upon them were wrong. Now, the entertainment business is where I see on social media rape culture being perpetuated. I think the worst part about it is that majority of the victim blaming is coming from women. I see them saying things like, he doesn't need to rape anyone, he can get whoever he wants, or they say she waited too long, so all she wants is money, or all she wants is attention. And it's so crazy to me that this is what people are saying about victims of sexual assault. First of all, rape has nothing to do with the accessibility of women. It has to do with having power over someone and being able to have control over them without their will. That's what rapists get off on. And the other thing is, why is it women tearing down other women? They talk about women empowerment, women supporting other women, but when it comes to rape, they're completely against each other, and they'll drag the other woman down just to defend a celebrity. I remember a few years back when I used to listen to The Breakfast Club on the way to work pre-pandemic. They were interviewing Keke Palmer, and she was talking about an encounter she had with Trey Songz at a party, I think it was. And she said he cornered her and she had to hide in the closet from him because he was being so aggressive. And DJ Envy said, well, do you think you misinterpreted what happened? And I couldn't believe that that's the first thing he thought of to say. Not, well, what happened next? Or did you get out safely? Like, are you okay now? No, it's just like, well, maybe you were in the wrong. Or, maybe you did something wrong. Or maybe you just misinterpreted the whole thing. Like, even to this day, I still see her get a lot of flack for speaking out against him. But now, years later, there are more women that came out saying similar things happened to them with him. And they probably felt inspired by her courage to speak out against him. So now they can talk about the experiences they had too. I watched the whole R. Kelly fiasco play out. As a kid, and even now, my favorite artist is Aaliyah. And I remember her being managed by R. Kelly and that whole marriage thing that happened, which I thought was really weird at the time. Like, even when she started distancing herself from him after her first album, he then started calling himself the Pied Piper, and that threw up a lot of red flags to me because I remember learning about the Pied Piper in school, and I just thought, why would you choose that name for yourself? And if you don't know the story of the Pied Piper, it was about a piper that was promised money by the town mayor, and he wasn't paid. So as punishment, he hypnotized the town's children away from the town people with his music to never be seen again. Now fast forward to years later, where this man who called himself that end up leading kids away from their homes and their parents, and their parents never saw them again. But people still think he did nothing wrong, and that the women that were end up being found in his home, wanted to be there. There's still an ongoing debate on people, still streaming his music, because to them, his music doesn't define who he is. Me personally, I'm not listening to any song with him in it, or just any artist that I don't agree with. But like, if you listen closely to most of his songs, it really sounds like he's talking to a little girl. So for me, I'll pass on that. Why is it that when a woman says she was sexually assaulted by someone, the first thing you do is question them about the validity of what happened? Why does the person with status get the benefit of the doubt? 1 in 3 women have experienced sexual harassment, and 1 in 5 women have experienced rape. I don't know about you, but to me, that's a very high statistic. Like, think about that when you're out. You could be in line at the grocery store. You're like, probably 2 of us in this line have been raped before. If a family member told you they were sexually assaulted, would you not believe them? Would you question their motives? Would you ask them what they were wearing? Would you ask them what they did to provoke the other person? I feel like, or at least I hope not. I will hope that you wouldn't do that. So why is it like that in the entertainment business? I think it's because most people idolize these celebrities and feel like they can do no wrong in their eyes. And there are situations that, were not perceived as sexual assault or sexual harassment years ago that are now, which is why a lot of victims are coming forward years later. And people think it's weird or extra to ask permission before touching somebody, but that's something you learn in kindergarten. Keep your hands to yourself. At the end of the day, if it feels wrong, then it is wrong. And don't be afraid to speak your truth. You may help others that could be going through the same situation. Thank you for listening, and talk to you guys next week.